Daggers, daggers, daggers. They're great. I love them. They're quick, light, have crit damage, usually some sort of status ailment. They look good. Not you. I fucking hate you. So I wanted to see if you can beat Dark Souls with only a dagger. You paying attention? Not only daggers, not dagger only a dagger. One. The one passed down by his great-great-great-grandpappy. No repairing it with magic or fairy cocaine, and let's give Liver King Santa a break for once. Meet Doug Daggerson, son of daggers. He believes in the way of the dagger so much that he got one surgically implanted in his skull. He got better. This challenge means that it'd be unwise for us to fight everything, and failure to kill a boss the first time around will deplete our precious resource with no progress actually being made. But when you believe in the way of the dagger, chances are that you're a masochist. The results might surprise you, and if not, it's at least interesting to test this tiny part of the game. And remember, if you blink during this video, then you're obligated to like and subscribe. So with the Asylum Demon being the first to taste our blade, you might be just thinking, just upgrade the dagger, dump into Dex, easy game. Here's the thing, our durability after killing Jiggle Cheeks is now 199. And upgrading would technically repair the weapon back to 200, so a +0 is as strong as this relic will ever get. But hope is not lost just yet, as is stated in excerpt 42 of The Way of the Daggers. Some foes are destined to expire. Don the patience to keep one's dagger sheathed. And excerpt 48, the world is full of dangers that one may use to their advantage. Which was lovingly demonstrated by our friend the Taurus Demon here. Our next target has no such weakness to falling, which means the second use of our dagger this run is going to be a lofty one. Unless...
Engage in jolly cooperation.
After all, except 14 says many hands make for short days' labour and much celebration. Right, Solaire. Jesus. I mean, I was going to hack the tail off myself, but if you want it, then, you know, on you go, mate. Jeez. This victory also marks the first time that I've ever gotten both weapons from this fight, so let's take that as a good sign, since our durability has only taken 3 hits. Since there's a deadly environment right here, Doug obviously takes the opportunity to rack up some souls to buy the Crest of Artorias for later. For now, we have the second bell to ring and more jolly cooperation to share. However, not all are as eager to help as everyone's favourite Sunbro. Some are in direct opposition, actually, even wanting to cause harm to dear Doug Daggerson, darling descendant of Duncan Daggerson, Duke of Daggerage. But after some light persuasion using excerpt 217, gravity's a bitch. The excerpt's got pretty lazy after a few centuries, I'll admit, but gravity is indeed a bitch, a lesson that Mildred also learned several times over. While Mildred might be a tad unenthused to help and a bit of a daft arse when it comes to trying not to burn the calluses off her feet, we can always just re-roll and do this all over again! Second bell rung and only 5 durability spent. We're making pretty good time on this, and with good old Tarkus to take care of the Iron Golem like the absolute legend that he is, we've finally made it to Anne Orlando. So that's 5 bosses with 1 durability apiece essentially, but this is where things now get messy. While Doug caresses the bonfire lovingly, he ruminates on how exactly we're going to get to the credits. Jolly friends are few and far between, and apparently the bosses, selfishly, don't want to take their own lives either. Owen Smo are a roadblock in particular for many who attempt the game, but there is always a solution. Unlike his da, or his da's da, Doug is quite the clever cookie and has the answer to our lack of damage. Enter magic. Supplementary magic, to be specific. Having already saved Griggs and now Big Hat, we can put magic weapon on our dagger for a significant boost to damage, but we don't need to stop there. First, just a quick trip to Capra Demon. Nobody can be summoned for Capra, nor are there any gravity opportunities, so it's down to normal hack and slash. For a wee bit of comparison, here's an example of the damage on an R character without the use of magic weapon. Yeah, isn't he great, is it? Even with that damage boost, it took a whole 3 durability just to beat Capra, but that is the toll that we pay to get access to the things that we need for our build. Firstly, this guy, so he can geese a light, but this is only part of the puzzle. That said, well, yeah, this thing is a pain in the arse, and Slayer hasn't got the survivability to solo it, so instead we'll take the other route. You know it, you love it, and we now have power within. Plus, we're sitting at a comfortable 187 out of 200 for durability. Adding Great Magic Weapon, we're now as strong as we're going to get for now. Sure, there's hyper mode, but I haven't played Dark Souls in over 6 years, so forgive me for being a bit of a shitebag. Speaking of, Doug's defences aren't looking too great either, so let's test out our newfound strength on our pal Havel. Respectable damage, but the question is, will it be enough against the upcoming bosses? With Solaire by our side, after some carefully placed resets, it's time for Anorlando's power couple. Since Super Smo has the lower bleed resistance and the larger hitbox, we go for Ornstein first, which we dispatch with very little effort. Not gonna lie, I was expecting this to be a harder fight, which is probably evident by how much prep work went into it. But with Solaire taking aggro, it left plenty of openings to just ruin Smo's health. And shockingly, our durability is sitting at 180. Lord Vessel in hand, we now have access to the tougher parts of the game. So to avoid unwanted attention, we want the Slumbering Ring, which makes it so we don't make any noise, and when paired with the Hidden Body spell, the aggro range of enemies drops majorly. Only one wee problem: this fucking thing has dodgy hitboxes at the best of times. The near impossible to see hole in the ground isn't helping, and with such a short range weapon, then we smashed our dagger into a living crystal to see if it bleeds. Spoilers, it fucking doesn't, all to get this princess to show up to give me 2 whole spells. The other spell was light, because we're heading to the Tomb of Giants, baby! Don't even ask me why being semi-transparent stops skeletons from being able to spot you despite not having eyes. It's magic! I brought Leroy with me so we could awkwardly stare at each other while his health came back before he got to enjoy his favourite pastime, turning entire families into paste. The run up to Nito was even easier, taking a break to awkwardly stare at Leroy once again. A fruitless attempt with my stealth strats to keep the skeletons on the other side of the arena, but that didn't last long. And, well, neither did Nito, rightly enough. Okay, let's try Ceaseless. Steel Skirt run home clip thingy's done. Next, Demon Copy and Paste. Buff up, slash away. Look, the build is pretty much made at this point, so anything I can realistically tank through or outmaneuver is shredded before I'd need to recast Magic Weapon. But it's been a while since we've had a look, so let's 23 durability lost since we fought Ornstein and Smo. Well, we don't have that many bosses left to go, and as long as I can get within the 3-inch range of the dagger, we're all good. Well, we aren't losing any durability at least. My tripping balls are the centipede demon not used to, you know, out of the fucking lava. Well, once we got in range, it was cake. However, that will be the last time that Solaire graces us with his presence, having caught brain rot, and will now need to be put to death. The sheer emotional pain caused me to forget to hit record again, so moving on. Duke's Archives is next, which means we can A, get the DLC key, and B, get an upgrade to our spell in Crystal Magic Weapon. Once you free Big Hat Logan, he'll move locations and then sell you the spell. Well, the build is still just this, then. To be honest, I'm not worried. I went into this challenge thinking I would have to scrape every last nick of durability out of the whole game. Dodge every fight, cheese everything I could, but we're nearly done with the main game bosses with 153 durability remaining. I think I might actually be good at this game. Broken? Wait. I'm not gonna lie, that message scared me so much I totally threw the fight, but surely it meant my pyromancy flame. Are you fucking kidding me? Granted, yeah, my pyro flame is buggered beyond all fucking belief, but we lost nearly 70 durability in one go. Where's the emergency lights? Sound the alarm. Sound the alarm.
Warning. Run. Failure. Imminent. Incompetent player located.
So we lost the footage. I used gold pine resin this time. Even put on the paladin set for more curse resist and stuff. It was pretty cool and yeah. Moving on. Oh god, why didn't we lose this footage? I'm sorry, buddy. Shh. Cut the feed. So, after some nice tummy rubs and pats, Sif definitely just gave me the ring, and I totally didn't kill them. But who I am gonna kill is DPS check made flesh, the Four Kings. Once again, I'm surprised by how much damage we are actually pumping out. Doug's intelligence is only sitting at about 40 right now, but that's the only offensive stat that I've invested in. And with 60 durability to spare, we only have Gwyn to fight. But Tofu, I hear you cry, aren't you missing a few bosses? What about the DLC? Well, the challenge was to beat the game. That's all. But since you asked so nicely, let's go over them. Beatrice soloed Moonlight Butterfly. I've already killed 2 goddamn ass demons. We could easily beat Gaping now. I kinda forgot about Gwendolyn, to be honest. As for Priscilla, we leave her be. Another time, my love. Another time. Now the DLC. Frankly, after seeing this piddly amount of damage on Narnia Fanboy 444, I bailed. Who knows, if I didn't end up caught by the sentient cunt, the Seath, things might have been different, but to answer the question, can you beat Dark Souls with only a dagger? Yes, 100% you can. It was a lot of fun going back to Dark Souls again after years, because I did play it to buggery, trying out different builds, but never really tried to beat it with a weird restriction, and I have to say that I love it. But that's your whack, so cheery bye.